we always like for our videos to be videos where you say, I did not know that. And I have to tell you, I really appreciate people that actually put in the comments, I didn't know that, because I appreciate that. But I think sometimes I wonder, I moved to this farm 11 years ago. The nearest shop is 50-kilometre round trip. Nearest set of traffic lights is 200 kilometres away to the nearest set of traffic lights. Neighbours are scattered far and wide, more than a kilometre to drive just to go and borrow a cup of sugar. And when we moved to this lovely remote spot where phone reception is crap, internet reception's worse, I stopped reading newspapers and I stopped looking at the news. Didn't want to know. Had a relative say to me once, Steve, what do you think of this Korean crisis? And I said, what Korean crisis? A few years ago. Apparently things were pretty dangerous or tense in Korea. The relative was appalled. Steve, how can you not know about the Korea crisis? So what happened about the Korea crisis? Nothing. So why did it matter that I didn't know? But of course it's not always a good thing to be a mushroom kept in the dark. So what happened recently, I was going to research a video. I'm not going to tell you anything about that, but what I was researching is when it happened. Not even going to tell you the year, because some of you sneakies will look it up and say, you were researching, I don't know, the wheelbarrow of troops going into Troy, to look up Helen's toga. Anyway, so what happened is, let's pretend I was looking at something that happened in 150 AD, 150 AD, and when I looked it up, sure enough I saw 150 CE, and I thought, what does that mean? CE, what does that mean? So then I went searching, and blow me down, I know I'm a dinosaur, I'm in the 70s now, I lose track of political correctness, but I didn't know we weren't allowed to say AD and BC anymore. So BC, of course, stood for before Christ, and apparently people don't believe in Christ. Other religions are appalled by Christ, or Christ didn't exist. And we can offend people by saying a date was before Christ. We can offend people. So we're not allowed to say BC anymore. Likewise, AD stands for Praise be to God. And what God? Whose God? Which God? You can't say that anymore either. You can't talk about God, you're not allowed to do that. So what we have to say now, when I looked up this thing that happened in 150 CE, CE stands for the Common Era. Not allowed to say AD anymore, we have to say CE, which is the Common Era. And if it's something that happened, dare I say, BC, well, you're not allowed to say BC anymore. What you have to say now is BCE, before the Common Era. So, political correctness gone mad. People that believe in Christ now not allowed to say BC. Is that offending them? Does nobody give a shit what people that do believe in Christ think anymore? Far more important that we don't offend people that don't believe in Christ. I don't know. Fortunately, I'm of an age. We both are in some ways, aren't we, mate? I'm of an age now where it doesn't really matter, because I'm not going to be here that much longer, really. In the scheme of things, what does it matter? But it was just a bit of a shock to see that things change, and it's changed to the point that you can't even say BC and AD anymore. Alright, perhaps enough said on that, and we'll meet again once I've done some research, and if you're allowed to say Senora, Senorita, or Madame, Mademoiselle, Frau, Fraulein, have they all been changed to Ms? I don't know. I'm wondering if I care really. I thought perhaps we might have a saddle on the lad and go for a ride and think back to times past rather than where on earth the future's going. Till next time, cheers.